It is currently 9:51, and I finished this puppy a couple minutes ago. Originally, wasn't gonna read this after I read Bride this year because I wasn't quite sure, and I was gonna wait till next year. But man, the turnaround I had from Bride to this is astronomical and needs to be studied. I like this so much that I want to go back and re-listen to Bride because I used the audiobook with this like I did with Bride. But I want to go back and re-listen to Bride and see now after reading this that I feel different about it because I gave this one 4 stars. I gave Bride 2.25. And I'm like, I don't know. I just want to go back and reread Bride now, see if I feel different about it. But this was amazing. I loved it, and like, shocker that I did. Also, I don't know if it's because of PMS or whatever, but this book had me crying. I think it was somewhere around like chapter 25-ish. I can't quite remember. It got me like actually crying, which I was not expecting and was just a big surprise. But also Ali, sorry, but the fact that he also bought everything for her in the store she walked by and picked up. Oh. Also, the quiet yearning from both of them, and like the kind of slow burn, and all the teasing at each other. Also, by the way, lore in this is great. Some of it didn't see coming. Other lore I kinda did see coming a little bit, but I don't think it really ruins the reading experience. It didn't for me. Also, the twist of her illness just being that she was just in heat. I saw that coming. I was like, oh, I think I know where this is going, and I knew that, but it was still kind of funny that I was right. Also, like, before they even did any fucking, the fact that, like, all just, like, the small, like, hand touches and, like, just, like, little touches here and there, and everything was, like, so well done. Like, ugh. I have a list. By the way, I'm so sorry. Honestly, I think it is just PMS that it freaking made me cry. I was not ready to be crying over this book. I cried. I'm gonna go, okay? This review is all over the place. I'm like, sorry. Ali Hazelwood, please write more books in this series. I want more after this one because this was so good. Hi, I had just finished The Thief of Night by Holly Black, the second book that comes after The Book of Night by her that I read earlier this year. I really like this. I ended up giving it 4 stars, the same as the first book. I really like how she writes a plot. Like, this plot was good, had me on the edge of my seat. I started it Wednesday, then didn't read again until Saturday. But I read most of it Saturday, and then I only had 5 chapters left to finish today. Also, because I was just busy with work and doing other stuff here at home is why it, like, took me so long to read. but I really liked it. There were like so many shady things going on, and I love Charlie. Like, she is one of my favorite like female characters I've read this year. Like, she's freaking amazing. Like, she's just such a really good FMC and everything. I love all like the stuff with the shadows and how like the whole just like magic of it and how all the shadow stuff works in this. And then I really like Charlie, and he was originally Vince in the last book, but he is now Red, and Red was Vince's shadow originally, so now it's Red. And I love how we get to see like Charlie and Red fall in love again for obviously like the second time, because Vince, the main character in the first book, died, which released Red as his shadow. And getting to watch him like fall in love again was like so amazing, and I loved it. And when like they finally kissed for the first time, I was so freaking happy. Also, I really love Charlie's sister Posey. I love how like she was kind of delving into like having her own secrets and doing stuff behind her sister's back like the whole entire time, and like the whole thing with how they were able to afford this like really fancy apartment and everything. And like also all just like the family dynamics throughout this. I really loved how Holly Black showed that, and the whole thing with just Red and his family, like his grandmother and then his aunt, which I do not like his aunt. His aunt can burn in the depths of hell. Like, I hate her. She grosses me out. Yeah. It was so interesting. And then like the reveal of who was doing some of the shady stuff, who it was, and like all of this. It's just so good. Like, Holly Black's books are amazing. I love how she writes, and I can't wait to read more of her books. Though I think currently right now I'm caught up on most of them. I don't think I'm gonna read Spiderwick, and then I know she has another thing that's set in like a Fae realm, but like not anything that's connected to any of the other books she has out with like Elfame and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna read those two, but I'm excited to see if she puts out anything next year. And I also know there's Cruel Prince graphic novels coming in 2028, 29, and 2030, I believe are the dates. I would have to double check on that, but I'm excited for those graphic novels too. Also that news came right after Rebecca Yarros also announced graphic novels for Fourth Wing, so I'm going to be living in graphic novels. But I really enjoyed reading a good chunk of Holly's book discography this year, and she's just amazing. You need to like read more of her books, because honestly I really love her. She's one of my favorite authors. I'm gonna go now. Bye. Hi, I just finished Tusk Love by Critical Role, and Thea Guyon, I think is how you say her name. Anyway, perfect. Love the writing. This book was very hot, and more romantasy people who read romantasy need to read this, because I feel like they would love it. It is a tiny bit insta-lovey, but it didn't really bother me that much. Honestly, too, it was freaking hilarious. There were times where I was just laughing because it was great, and like, it was such a fun book to read. I did read most of it yesterday. I read up to chapter 37. I stopped at chapter 37, and I just finished chapter 37 through chapter 42 a couple minutes ago. So yeah, I really love this. It was so fun. Yes, I also listened to the audiobook because I really wanted to. By the way, Teddy Hamilton does Oscar in this. I really love it. I don't listen to a ton of audiobooks. I've listened to a decent amount this year, but I do really like Teddy Hamilton. as an audiobook narrator. I think he does amazing jobs for the ones that he is in that I've read this year and listened to this year. Also, Brittany Presley, I think is how you say her last name. Brittany Presley was amazing as Guinevere. I really loved her, and I really loved how, like, she added, like, a slight accent to Guinevere, so, like, some of her R's were rolled and stuff, and I really love that. I love the writing. It's a joint thing between Thea and Critical Role. I think that was done amazingly. I mean, like, I also just really love Critical Role, so I'm really happy I decided to pick this up before the end of this year and it be one of my last books I read for my reading goal, because I would have waited till next year, and I'm glad I really didn't, because I really enjoyed this. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I loved Oscar and Gwyneth's characters. I love the whole, like, magic system. I love the story for somebody who has really, though, not watched, like, full campaign episodes, but clips, and, like, getting to hear, like, the places in the book that are, like, actual, obviously, places in the campaign is, like, kind of weird, but, like, it's just really cool, and getting some little bits of lore here and there for things. Also, I thought the whole, like, Gwen having, like, a fire spirit as her magic was really cool. That spirit's name was Tynan, I believe is how you say it. Also, some Raven Queen stuff was mixed in here, and I love the Raven Queen. I love any of her lore, though I do hate her a little bit because of what happened with X, but, like, I love her lore, I love her look. She is, like, one of my favorite gods in terms of the whole Exandrian gods. But yeah, I could honestly talk about this book forever and Critical Role forever because I love Critical Role. I'm gonna stop though before this video gets too long. Hello, I just finished, let me go get it, Brimstone by Callie Hart, probably about 15-ish minutes ago. I think at least 15 minutes ago. But, like, I really love this. I rated it 4.5 stars, which was just a teensy bit more than I rated Quicksilver. I still feel like there was something I wanted more of, but also it could just be because I did start it last Tuesday when it came out. I just wasn't able to, like, keep up reading it because I've been quite busy at work, and then just coming home and not, like, feeling like reading. But I decided to put in the work tonight and just get it done. It is actually currently 12 a.m. now, but I finished it now yesterday, so Thursday. It's a little weird when I'm recording this video, but I did absolutely love this. Like, the spice was spicing between Kingfisher and Ceres. Kyrian was just there, and I love him for that. I'm excited to see where his storyline goes in the next book. I'm not going to spoil the actual name, but we got an actual, like, Kingfisher true name drop, and oh, that was good. That was good. The whole thing with Kingfisher's mom too, and the book, I enjoyed that. The whole situation with the witch stuff and the vampires, like, tell you, I was so on the edge of my seat for like half of this. Also, just Sarah's constantly slaying. Oh, when she set on that blonde, on the blonde bitch, like set on her, or like use her as that blonde vampire. I don't remember how to say her name, but use that blonde vampire as a footrest. Oh, I was like, she ate with that. Like, oh. Like, I absolutely love Ceres in this book. She was just doing that queen shit the whole entire time. And I was just eating it up. Like, Kingfisher also had some, like, really good moments too. Other than, like, the stuff he did when there was spicy time. But, trying to think. The end of the book was crazy. Sorry, I've spread out reading this, so I'm not remembering a good deal of the beginning. I did audio it, by the way. Audiobook was fantastic. Also, Callie, you really had me, really big spoiler, thinking Onyx was actually going to be officially dead. You killed that fox, but at least you brought him back. So, like, I'm not that mad, but if he would have freaking stayed dead, I would have rioted. Because I love that little fox. That is Kingfisher and Ceres's baby. That is their son. Also, the little snippets we got of Kingfisher and Onyx were so cute too. Like, he doesn't want to admit that he loves that fox, but he loves that fox. Also, getting Hayden back I thought was really interesting. We didn't get to see much of him because a bunch of shit started happening not too soon after they got him back, but like, I'm really excited to see how much more we get of Hayden and Ceres's relationship and growth in the next book too. Yeah, there's like probably a bunch more stuff I could talk about, but I need to go to bed. So yeah, I'm gonna stop recording. Also, before I forget, this was the last book I had to read for this year. I did read 2 books before this, but with this book officially, I've hit my reading goal of 75 books, but I went like 1 or 2 over. 2 over on Fable, because that one was set right, and then 1 over on Goodreads, because my Goodreads got messed up at some point during the year, and I didn't know how to fix it, and I wasn't gonna deal with it. But anyway, I have finished my reading goal for this year, so I don't have to read anymore this year or next month. So I'm very much going to be less stressed of finding time to read. But I had so much fun with this book. I had fun with all the books I read this year. Keep an eye out on my YouTube for my full year wrap-up video. I don't know when I'm gonna film it. I'm planning on doing it soon, but we'll see when I can get to it.